Chiefs Kingdom. Today, we've got to talk about some disrespect. Cris Collinsworth of PFF and NBC had some things to say about our guy, Patrick Mahomes, on K Adams Up and Adams that I absolutely disagree with and that you guys will too. So we're going to break that down, and then we're going to get into a Week 7 preview. Let's get right into this thing. So like I said, we're going to talk about what Cris Collinsworth had to say, something I absolutely disagree with. I think is almost offensively incorrect. But we've also got to break down our upcoming Week 7 matchup. Big game, big divisional matchup with the Las Vegas Raiders. And I want to hear from you guys. Let's get some score predictions going. Get down in the comments and predict the score of Week 7 against the Raiders for me. And at the end of today's show, I'm going to give you guys my score prediction as well. So run down there and comment it. If you get it right, if you're close, I'm going to come back and I'm going to like those comments and I'm going to give you a little shout out after the game. So let's go ahead and get into what we've got on today's show. Starting with the comments from Cris Collinsworth. Like I've mentioned a few times now, we're going to get into those in just a second. Then we're going to talk some Week 7 preview. The Week 7 injury reports are out from the Kansas City Chiefs and the Raiders. And we've got keys to victory against Las Vegas as well. But starting with our guy, Cris Collinsworth. Here's what he had to say on K Adams Up and Adams show. According to this year's statistics, and this was when he was asked by K Adams if he believes Patrick Mahomes is the 14th best quarterback in the NFL, which is what PFF has him ranked as. He says, according to this year's statistics, and let's face it, he had a pick six for 99 yards that cost them a game. So there are players that have played better over the first 5 games of the season. So based on just those 5 games, is Patrick Mahomes where he should be? I would argue yes. You would? You would argue that Patrick Mahomes is the 14th best quarterback in the NFL. Are you insane? Would be my follow-up question. Have you ever watched the NFL before? We're going to get into all the reasons why this argument is dumb. I've got 3 key ones in just a second. But this argument just sucks on the face of it. I don't even think we need to do a deep dive. We still will. But gosh, man, from a guy who I actually have a lot of respect for, Cris Collinsworth, I think what he's done with PFF, that brand that he's built, I like what he does as a commentator on Sunday Night Football. But oh my gosh, guy, this is a horrible take. Starting with number 1, it's not true. What you said, he's been poor statistically. He has been fantastic statistically, objectively. Patrick Mahomes' numbers are phenomenal this year. Look at this graphic if you don't agree. 64.8% completion percentage is probably the only one you can even knock him for, but he's thrown for 1,500 plus yards in 6 games. He's got 11 touchdowns to 2 interceptions, and he's averaging over 7 yards per attempt. He is playing at a borderline or straight up MVP level without his best receiver through the first 6 games. I know I'm getting fired up, but gosh, does it make me angry to hear somebody say Patrick Mahomes is outside the top 10 in the NFL when he has performed this well. When we watch him every week as Chiefs fans and we know what a talent he is and how he elevates our squad. The same people are out there saying we're the best team in the NFL. He's why. He is the biggest reason why. But moving on, reason number 2 why this is a really bad argument. It's inconsistent with the other QBs and their evaluations. Let's put Mahomes and Josh Allen head to head because PFF loves Josh Allen. We know that. This is their Week 6 stats. 257 yards from Mahomes, 180 from Josh Allen, 4 touchdowns to 0 interceptions for Mahomes, 2-2 for Josh Allen, TDINT. QB rating, not even close. Josh Allen's not even in Mahomes' ballpark. PFF, they have a 1.4 difference. How? Actually, how? That makes no, I'm almost speechless because it makes no sense. There is zero world in which you could say that these 2 performances are within 1.4 of each other on any grading system that should be worth anything. That is a horrible argument, in my opinion. Patrick Mahomes elevated his team to a victory over one of the best teams in the NFL. Josh Allen loses to the Atlanta Falcons in a game where he looks awful against their defense, and he gets a 1.4 lower grade than Patrick Mahomes, and they both get low grade C's. Are we kidding? Patrick Mahomes should have been a 90 plus. And lastly, in his long, winding attempt to justify PFF's grading of Patrick Mahomes, he can come up with exactly one bad play. One. He's got one. He's got a 99-yard pick six. Sure, fair enough. Not a great play from Patrick Mahomes. I personally can come up with more negative plays from Patrick Mahomes this season because I've actually watched Chiefs football. But if you can only come up with one example of something when you're making a big structured argument, it's probably a good sign that your big structured argument is not nearly as effective as you think it might be, Cris Collinsworth. If you only have one negative example, maybe we should walk this whole thing back. Maybe we should have thought about that one just a little bit more. And coming up in just a second here, guys, we are going to get into some Raiders injury news. We're going to start off on our preview of the Chiefs versus Raiders Week 7 game. But I need your guys' help first. Before we get into that, if you're hyped for Week 7, if you're hyped to beat the Raiders to win a divisional matchup this season, support our channel by hyping today's video. So if you go down to the comments, if you're on mobile, and you swipe right on the comments, you should see a screen to hype today's video. Click that hype button. It helps more members of the Chiefs Kingdom see our content, gets this news, gets this valuable information out to those guys, and just supports what we do here at Chat Sports on the Chiefs Report, and we massively appreciate it, as we always appreciate you guys watching. And if you're not on mobile, just pull your phone out real quick and do it. It takes 5 seconds. Thank you very much. Let's get into the injury report, though. So, the only Chief on the injury report is Josh Simmons. And we talked about Josh Simmons a lot yesterday. We got into this one deep into the weeds. I'm not going to rehash the information that we talked about yesterday. If you want to check it out, I highly encourage you to watch that video. It's a ton of information, everything you'd ever want to know about Josh Simmons. But the long and the short of it is he's dealing with some personal issues right now. They're very serious personal issues. He's back out in California with his family. We'll get him back whenever he is ready. But that's the only injury we've got to monitor on our end. Rashard Smith missed practice on Wednesday, dealing with a little bit of an illness, but he's back at 100% on Thursday. So let's talk Raiders injuries, though. Brock Bowers has been dealing with a knee injury lately. That's been a serious issue for them. He has not practiced over the last couple days. Jacoby Myers missed practice on Wednesday, dealing with a knee and toe injury, and also some trade rumors around Jacoby Myers at this point. He was the subject of a tweet from Ricky Scoops, the notorious dog known for leaking trade news on Twitter, and he said that he's on his way out of Las Vegas. There's been contract disputes over the offseason. Could see a move there coming up soon. And then you also have Dylan Lowry, one of their second-year players, I believe, at running back dealing with a hamstring injury. And all of that is not great news for the Las Vegas Raiders. They're going to be down 2 of their best offensive pieces this week. When you think about things that are the best, guys, I think about Omaha Steaks. Omaha Steaks is fantastic. One of my favorite ways to eat is to order some Omaha Steaks for my family, for any tailgates that I'm doing. If I'm getting prepped for a watch party, for a tailgate, I always make sure I've got Omaha Steaks on deck. I've got some guys coming over to watch Oklahoma, South Carolina this weekend, to watch the Chiefs game on Sunday. And I've got Omaha Steaks burgers ready to go for Saturday and Omaha Steaks ready for Sunday as well. My guys are going to be well fed because this stuff is fantastic. And I saved a bunch of money too because Omaha Steaks is currently in their biggest sale of the year, their early Black Friday sale. And to make those savings even better for you guys, just you guys, I've got an exclusive deal for our Chiefs Report viewers. The Kingdom is going to get an extra $35 off with promo code Chiefs at checkout. This is just for Chiefs fans, just for the Chiefs Report viewers. Everyday dinners and effortless entertaining to unforgettable gifts. Omaha Steaks delivers the world's best steak experience. Enjoy USDA certified tender steaks, juicy burgers, cozy and convenient comfort meals, and so much more. Save big with Omaha Steaks, guys. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and an extra 20% off select favorites during their early Black Friday sale. And for an extra $35 off, use the promo code Chiefs at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. That's 50% off at omahasteaks.com. Promo code Chiefs at checkout, guys. Thank you very much to Omaha Steaks. Always appreciate their support. let's go ahead and get into our 3 keys to victory against the Las Vegas Raiders. Like we talked about in yesterday's video, this is not a very good football team, guys, but you can't take them lightly. This is a divisional matchup. You're going to get their best shot. And the best way to beat this team is to do what everyone has done to them this season, or maybe more accurately, what they've done to themselves in a lot of ways, force turnovers. Geno Smith has been atrocious. He is 32nd in the NFL in interceptions per game. They have thrown an interception in, get this, 83% of their games. They have just one game this season without an interception. No other NFL team is above 70% of their games with an interception. And they are 31st in giveaways per game. This team stinks at holding on to the football. They are frequently giving their opponents extra opportunities. And if we can take advantage of that, if we can force a couple turnovers, which has been an issue for us at times, we can win this football game. And something to note, a lot of turnovers, I think people worry that you have to be able to get pressure. You got to be able to create that pressure, and that's been a huge struggle for us. I know we've talked about it. But Geno Smith, man, he struggled from clean pockets. 50% of his interceptions this season were thrown without the effect of pressure. This guy's just really struggling this year. If our DBs keep their head on a swivel, we're going to find some opportunities to get interceptions, to create extra opportunities for our offense. And that's where key number 2 comes in. Let's get Rashee Rice involved. Number 4 is back this week, guys. And if you are excited about that, if you're as excited about that as I am, like today's video. If you're super excited about it, get down there and like today's video. Because, man, I am fired up. But look at this corner room from the Raiders. It stinks. You look at these names: Eric Stokes, draft bust. Darnay Holmes is not good. Kai Blue Kelly, not a threat. Nobody in this room can match up with Rashee Rice. Nobody can. Nobody can do this one-on-one. They're not going to have that kind of talent. They just don't have a guy in the room like that. And so when we have Rashee Rice, when we get him involved early on, he's going to open things up for our offense. This is the same thing we talked about when we initially got Xavier Worthy back. When we're struggling without Xavier Worthy, we talked about how when we get Xavier back, it's going to open up things for the offense, and it did. Our offense improved a ton. Think about that effect times like 5. Rashee Rice is a better player than Xavier Worthy is. He's a true receiver number 1. He is an X-receiver on the outside. And if we make them respect him early on in this game, if we make them understand that number 4 is the biggest threat on the football field and you've got to account for him, likely with 2 defenders, everything else is going to open up. It's going to be easy matchups for Travis Kelce. It's going to be easy matchups for Xavier Worthy. It's going to be easy matchups for Tyquan Thornton. A lot of opportunities for other guys to get involved. And it's going to have to come from a ton of opportunities for Rashee Rice. So I'm going to hear from you guys. Do you think Rashee Rice gets in the end zone on Sunday? A little anytime touchdown proposition here for you. Type Y for yes, type N for no. You going with Rashee getting in the end zone? I'll be spamming my Y's down there. I think the Chiefs are going to scheme one up to get number 4 back in the end zone, get his confidence going in his first game back from suspension. Final key for victory. The Raiders don't do a lot well. They're not a very good team, like we've mentioned before. But one thing that this team does have going for them, one area that they are surprisingly effective, is red zone defense. Outside of a game against the Colts in which they got ran over, Colts went 6 for 6 in the red zone against the Raiders. So a little bit of a caveat to this data. They are 6 for 15 in red zone defense. That would make them second best in the entire NFL. And it's how they've kind of been able to hang around in some of their games this year. Outside of that Colts game where they get destroyed, they've been in most of their games, and they will hang around if you continually settle for 3, which is what they're good at forcing you to do. They're good at stopping defenses in the red zone. We've got to be able to finish drives, and it's something we've been better at over the last couple games. We're finishing about 66% of our drives in the red zone in the end zone. I want to see that go up to 70% this week against a Raiders defense that should have no business matching up with us. And that's the final message I want to leave with you guys. Let's send a message this week, Kansas City. We've got Rashee back. We are back to 100%. Entire NFL just saw us go dismantle the Lions. Let's do it again. Let's do it even bigger this week. Let's show them what this looks like when Rashee's back, when our offense is at 100%, that nothing's changed, that the death of the Chiefs was greatly exaggerated in the media over the last couple of weeks. That's what I expect to see this weekend. I expect utter domination against Vegas. My score prediction for you guys, promised you off the top, 35-21. I think we really get after them in this one. I think their offense has a decent day. I think they score some points, but I don't think they keep up at all. I think we win this game big time. And if you guys agree, and if you want to keep up to date on all the Chiefs news and rumors you need this season, get down there and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you lock in with us because we're going to be here all year, win, lose, no matter what happens. We'll see you guys next time, and we'll see you for post-game takeaways on Monday.